Monkey mouth. Monkey mouth. Monkey mouth.
Well, I'm high. Like shit comes from left field for me, bro.
It's all good.
Who fucking knows where it's gonna come from? But on the subject of getting high, have you ever done any psychedelics or anything like that?
Yeah. I've done a couple.
Well, tell me about it. What's your favorite one that you've done?
Well, I'm kind of broke, so I haven't really been able to afford too much lately. But
yeah, welcome to 2020.
Yeah. I guess shrooms would be one of the most recent. I just don't like the side effects, I guess, and the side effects for me is sweating.
Mm-hmm.
And just the physical ingestion of fungi, and I guess
it doesn't taste good. It's a hard thing to get down.
Yeah. So it's got to be
it kind of upsets your stomach a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So I don't like that part. But I've had some mix with like chocolate or something like that, and
they have chocolate infused. They have mushroom infused chocolates available, especially in places like Oregon, where it's decriminalized and people are able to operate in a gray market and sell it that way. Yeah.
And I'm more of the medicinal side to it, because I like, I'm a firm believer that it's healing, and when it comes to like not just psychedelics, but I'm not talking about doing it on a constant basis, but I think with somebody who suffers from like depression or something like that, could be possibly helpful for them as far as healing and how they're dealing with that. And I think there's been some studies on psychedelics that have been out there that have been prone to be more therapeutic and stuff like that. So I'm very, very interested in that aspect of the psychedelic.
Well, there's been a bunch of stuff that's come out recently, especially since the academic institutions have been able to start actually researching this stuff more, now that guys like Rick Strassman, who did the DMT experiments back in the day at the University of New Mexico, there's been enough experience within the academic institutions that the federal government's now letting people study it more, right? They've proven that it can be studied in a safe way, and now they're, on top of studying it in a safe way, they're actually discovering all these dope-ass benefits, like MDMA helping with post-traumatic stress, LSD helping with addiction, using mushrooms for people who are in hospice, wide variety of things that they're doing with them these days that are all incredibly beneficial.
For sure, man. Yeah, and that's the thing that I really like. A lot of people look down on when it comes to people using and things. Some people
can thank DARE for that. Right?
Yeah,
there
DARE.
was an entire organized misinformation campaign put on by the state, and so of
Reagan.
course, you're going to talk to some people who are completely unfamiliar and who only have knowledge that was given to them that's flat out misinformation. And so anytime that somebody looks down on me for hearing that I'm doing psychedelics, I usually just kind of am like, oh, you bless your little heart. How about I put 2 drops of LSD on your neck and see how you feel about this in 6 hours?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess coming from a border town too, where I come, it's very kind of like old school conservative.
I grew up in Granger, which is a town of 1,200 people.
Yeah.
So believe you me, I was on the outs for smoking weed. Oh God, you're crazy. You smoke weed. Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't start smoking. I didn't start doing any of that till I was like late 30s. It's just
you were a late bloomer.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, man. I was
were you sipping the Dare Kool-Aid? Did you really believe what they were telling you in Dare?
No.
Or did you at least have one trill uncle who
No, man. I did the right thing. I thought I was doing the right thing. And when I say the right thing, I went to I had some issues that I felt that, I didn't know how to get help for, so they medicated me. And, I was on medication for quite a while, and turns out that, didn't really need it. And, after I started smoking, I just felt the difference, and Granted, I probably still have undiagnosed ADD, but hey, I cope with a lot of things that I feel that I was suffering from before that I don't suffer from now.
Yeah.
And as a result, I was on some pharmaceuticals, and I just didn't like the feeling, and it didn't make me feel like a person.
Do you mind saying what you were on?
I don't remember
It's been a while.
Wellbutrin or some type of antidepressants that were just, to me, it just made me feel so stoic and like a person.
Yeah, you couldn't feel nothing.
Yeah. And that scared me,
It's not pleasant.
And I all I wanted to do was just be happy. So I guess drugs helped me out. They made me happy.
So antidepressants typically aren't the thing that are going to make you happy.
Yeah,
Antidepressants are the things that are going to deaden you from being so sad that you're going to hurt yourself.
You're right.
You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
guess.
So,
And I don't think I was at that point, but at the
well, they love to pass out them drugs like candies. I went to the doctor for just a general checkup, and of course they ask you all the leading questions, right? You ever feel like you get a little too angry, or do you ever have any trouble sleeping? And they have all these questions that don't seem like much, and you kind of answer them honestly. But by the end of it, they're like, well, all these little things that we asked you about, even though you're saying you're not depressed, could be subtle indicators that you're depressed. And so we think that you might be depressed. So how about you take these antidepressants? And how about you take these anti-anxiety medications?
Yeah.
And, I was literally telling them, I don't feel as though I personally need any of that. I don't think that I have a therapist. My therapist doesn't think I need that, but I came in for a general checkup, and you're trying to prescribe me something that my therapist doesn't feel like I need, And so, well, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
And he literally, I swear to God, was like, just give him a try. Just give him a try. I don't know, it might do all kinds of wonders for you.
Yeah.
And it was, I swear to God, I experienced more peer pressure to take pharmaceutical medication than I've ever experienced to smoke weed.
Right.
Guys were always real chill. Feel like, you want to smoke a blunt? Nah.
Chill.
More for me.
Yeah.
And so it was wild.
And that was also too, growing up, that was also an issue too. It was always there. Growing up in a border town. Yeah. So it's like that, it's like, no, I don't want it. It's like once you have access to it, when it was weird because I went up to Colorado as we speak, and I stopped smoking up there. And I guess because the fact that it was just readily available.
The secret ingredient is crime?
The secret ingredient for me was crime. No, I don't know. I can't call it. It was weird, though. It was just a weird situation. I have a stand-up joke about it. I like the criminal aspect, I don't want to lose that, you know what I mean? I want to go behind a dark alley and I want to buy it from. I don't want to know if it's indica or sativa. I don't give a shit. Weed is just weed.
That's what the rush of buying it,
right? You know what I mean? So.
I don't get a rush in the Apple store of weed.
Yeah. So to me, I don't know. I trap houses? You mean, dispensaries? Is that what they call them? Trap houses? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways.
That's great. I
mean,
it is basically a trap house. I saw someone posted online. They're getting all these millions of dollars in funding to start their cannabis business, and someone commented, damn, my cousin's in jail doing 20 for the same thing.
Yeah, and pretty much. I like the hypocrisy on it. I guess that's what most of my comedy does, is kind of like poke the fun at looking in the middle and just kind of blasting it out as far as how stupid it looks from the outside, and making fun of those different angles,
Well, for me, the essence of comedy is irony.
Yeah.
Right. And so anytime that you can put an ironic twist on something that people feel like they kind of already know the outcome of, and you judo throw them with some irony,
yep,
you're going to catch a laugh every time,
Monkey mouth. Monkey mouth. Monkey mouth. Monkey mouth.